The holidays are a time to feel and create joy. And what could be more joyous than the look on her face as she unwraps a stunning new jewelry piece from Blue Nile? How about getting 50% off your purchase? Blue Nile offers premium quality, priced below traditional retail. Their online experts are available 24/7 to answer any questions and make sure you've picked the perfect gift. For a limited time, you can get 50% off at BlueNile.com. That's 50% off at BlueNile.com.
This episode is brought to you by Columbia Sportswear. It's snowing again, and that wind chill is killer. But you're not worried about that because you shop the Omni Heat Infinity Collection. It's warmth perfected with tiny gold dots that reflect your body heat inside and protect you from the cold outside. No snow or chilly temps can stop you now. Go out anyway. Shop the Omni Heat Infinity Collection now at Columbia.com/infinity.
To another Shades of Blue soccer show interview episode. I have with me the brain trust and coaching and players from Sunflower State FC, team in the UPSL Premier Division. I got that right so far, everybody?
That's correct.
That's correct.
It's for people who don't know already, it is a local team playing in, I think that would be the 4th division of U.S. Pyramid Soccer.
Correct. That's correct.
That's correct.
With a lot of local players playing their hearts out every few days to go win for the city and to beat the crosstown rivals also.
Sir, yes, sir.
All right, so who should I start with here today? I got owners and coach and staff.
Andrew, you want to kick it off?
Yeah, we'll go.
Sure.
Andrew.
That'll work.
All right, Andrew, introduce yourself.
All right, so yeah, my name's Andrew Lentell, like they kind of mentioned there. Along with Joey, who's on here as well. Majority owner, Sunflower State FC. We started a couple of years ago now, just before the pandemic hit. So that first year was a big roadblock, but we got over it, got through it, and definitely better off for what we were able to accomplish there. Personally, I've grown up through Kansas City soccer my whole life. Played a couple of years in college down in Springfield, came back to the area, got hooked up with Joey through a random connection through our time at KU Med together, and we are here now, like you mentioned, in the UPSL and also playing MASL 3 this upcoming winter.
Right, Joey, you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, my name is Joey Lipoff. I'm one of the majority owners and president of Sunflower State FC. Me and Andrew created this. Again, we're in year 2 now. In the very beginning of this used to be called Queso Blanco, just because we liked having fun, and it was a good time. And then we started winning games in the KCK League and other regional tournaments and indoor and Soccer Nation, other regional indoor tournaments. And luckily enough, we got put in the right position to be able to represent the town, the city, and being able to be blessed to be in MASL 3 and UPSL and have these wonderful opportunities. And we couldn't have done this without the great supporting staff and coaches and players that have created this organization over the last 2 to 3 years.
Let's see, Sal, you're up next.
All right, I'm Salvatore Sesti. I grew up in the Kansas City area. Been going to sporting games since I was 2 years old, back in '96. I'm basically just a fan that talks, and they let me play on Instagram for a little while, so that's fun. But yeah, no, I went to school with Joey, played soccer at Rockhurst University with him. Then I worked at Woodside Country Club with Andrew, and just through luck of the draw, got hooked up back with him and started just hanging around, writing some articles, and then got to do some of the play-by-play announcing for the MASL 3 games and then for the UPSL home games.
Cool. And Nick.
All right, last but not least. So my name's Nick McDonald. I am the head coach of Sunflower State FC. So I coached and kind of played with all 3 of them and a few of the rest of the guys. And Joey and Andrew kind of approached me saying they wanted to make a semi-professional team and they wanted me to coach it. And that's pretty much how I got involved. But I currently play for the Kansas City Comets, and then I am also the forward and the head coach of Sunflower. So,
and I believe probably leading scorer, at least from when I've seen the goals.
Yeah, just barely. Girma's hanging right in there. He's 1 goal back, I think. I think I've got 8. He's got 7. So.
Cool. Yeah, that's how I knew Nick was from the Comets. I mean, we hadn't talked a lot because over the last couple of years I haven't been able to be as involved with the Comets as I wanted to be. But I saw Nick down at Swope one day and he mentioned the team, so that made me go investigate it more. I did make it out to only one game because of between conflicts and family things and other games out there, but it was a really good game between you and your crosstown rivals with Sosa and those guys. It was a 1-1 draw. I didn't see the big win for you guys because you guys played twice, but how is it having another team in town? Does that make it a little bit more fun?
So yeah, I mean, it's been awesome. And definitely knowing that we were going to play each other all throughout the year in the Comets locker room. They have about 5 Comets guys starting for them. And then obviously with Sosa being the head coach, there was kind of an ongoing feud during Comets practices. So that was really fun. But no, it's definitely fun playing those guys, playing your friends, playing your teammates, coaching against them, the trash talk, all that stuff. So it's been fun. And that second game was a very good game. The first game, not so much, but that second game was a good game, back and forth. So it's fun. It's fun having them for sure.
Cool. So I'm going to go back to Andrew and Joseph, I think, for the moment. I know you guys love soccer and that's why you guys got this started, but this is not, I don't want to put this in a negative light, but it's probably not like a glory position of owning a team in UPSL Premier at this point in your life. Why do you guys do this?
So, I mean, why we do it is because, I mean, kind of Joey touched on it earlier, is, we had a really good group of guys that wanted to play and keep playing at a high level. And we kind of saw an opportunity to take that core group and start incorporating more guys, bringing in, the pedigree of coach like Nick playing for the Comets as well, to take it to the next step, to take it to the next level, into the National League, the first off with the UPSL. And then with goals to, expand past that, to move up in leagues, not only there, but just expand the club as a whole, and just further expand soccer in the city. I mean, obviously Kansas City is a soccer mecca in the country, right? I'm trying to get the World Cup here in a few years and all that kind of stuff. So the way I see it is another club expanding further and further with the adult teams. Hopefully the addition soon of a women's team, and then building youth program as well, is really why we're doing it.
So you have plans of adding a women's team and like your own academy, essentially?
Yeah, so we are in the process of doing that. Nick and I have been working a lot on this summer, starting some youth teams at the very lowest level, like real little kids. We've done a youth camp through this past June, or through June right now, and then we'll have a second version of that in July coming up here. Just held tryouts for our first youth teams last week, or just this past Thursday, for our youngest little kids down to 6, 7, 8, 9 years old, starting there. And we're going to kind of build up from there, hoping to have a few teams coming this fall, and then be looking for an announcement here in the near future of an expansion of the adult side with a women's team, hopefully.
Awesome. Can you say what league that will be in? Because there's a few of the women's leagues out there at this point.
Yeah, we don't know that just yet. We're still working on the details there.
No problem. That's I understand sometimes it has to be worked out, and sometimes it has to be kept secret. So
we're just looking into our options right now and exploring what we want to do, but we're going to make the best decision possible for the club.
Well, you guys are going to make it very, very tough for me because I try to make as many games as possible, and I'm already being run ragged, man. So but I love it. More soccer, the better.
There you go. We'll give you a few more games to get to then.
Yeah. Hey, can you play some closer to my house though?
We'll try our best.
A for effort.
Yeah, well, we'll see. I plan on moving later after my daughter gets out of high school, so we'll see where that ends up. Sal, how did you said you know these guys and you just get to love doing soccer, but can you tell us a little bit more about what you do?
So I do the play-by-play on our UPSL home games. I'm just kind of feeling my way out through some of these games. We have it on. It was mycujo.tv, and guys, feel free to jump in at any point. But yeah, it was on mycujo.tv, and then I think it moved to 11 Sports. But yeah, I'm essentially just a fan, and they keep me around.
Yeah, that's how I got started. So
but Sal jumped in at a time where we were looking to expand our reach and our streaming abilities, using, like he touched on, MyCujo, which is now just rebranded to called 11 Sports. So that's the only change there. But he stepped in at a time where we were looking to be able to expand that, make it a much better product, with the play-by-play coming in. I mean, he doesn't have any professional experience doing it, but in my opinion, I think these guys would agree with me. He's done a fantastic job in promoting Sunflower, not only there, but also on helping out with social media aspects, just doing some random PR and communication stuff for us. So he's really filled a role that has taken a little bit of the burden off of mine and Joey's shoulder and some of that stuff, which has been much appreciated.
Yeah,
I bet.
Yeah, and I'm a physical therapist by trade. I graduated from undergraduate from Rutgers University, obviously with Joey and Nick, and went down to school at the University of the Incarnate Word. Graduated with a great class in 2020, so that was a great year to graduate and try to find a job. But in my free time, when I was studying for boards, they started writing more articles and just getting involved. It was a hobby that really became something fun. And I really love it and really enjoy it. I've got a little crop of sunflowers here growing in my backyard that I plan on taking to the last game. So we're gonna taking the brand into another level.
Cool. As somebody who completely backed into what I do now, this was never my plan to do it, as I was in the corporate world and laid myself off one year because I got tired of laying other people off, and I never went back. I ended up doing photography and soccer and a few other miscellaneous odd jobs, and it's fun. So who knows where this will lead to for all of you, right?
Yeah, exactly. That's kind of where we're at.
World Cup 2026. Let's go. World Cup 2026.
Nick, I know when we talked briefly at one time, you talked about wanting to make sure that some of the local guys got an opportunity to play that maybe weren't being seen elsewhere. Can you tell me a little bit more about that?
Yeah, so that was pretty much my main goal, and I think our main goal as a club is to give people the opportunity, kids who go play in college, guys who are maybe out of college and are still looking to play, but give them an opportunity of something to play at a competitive level in the summer. And so we talked about this before. I used to play on the Kansas City Brass back in the day, probably 2015, the last year that they were around, somewhere around then.
Yeah.
Maybe 2013. I don't know. But Brass was an awesome opportunity for all the guys to play in the summer, all the guys who went off to college and wanted to do something in the summer. So that's really our main goal, is to give the college guys something or somewhere to play in the summer, and then the older guys as well. But hopefully they get seen and get looked at and maybe improve a little bit over the summer, where they usually wouldn't be doing hardly anything or just training on their own and not playing games. So I think that's our main goal as a club.
And for those who don't know, Kansas City Brass was in what they used to call the PDL. USL rebranded everything, and I think it's now USL 2. And there's a sort of local team that's in that also. So we have 3 teams locally that's in a roughly the same division playing level, if that's accurate. So you guys, how do you pronounce Sosa's team? Barillos?
Let's ask Nick how you say it, because that's a good one.
I'm not allowed to say it.
It's Bralieros, and then you're related to Cal Valley a little bit that plays in USL too.
Yeah.
You have to talk to Eric Berger. He taught me how to say it on the last call. It's Bralieros.
You're working on it, Sal. You're working on it.
That was beautiful.
I am terrible with pronouncing names, man. I grew up out in the middle of nowhere, Missouri, so I had no ability to pronounce anything other than very simple names until much later in life. I'm still working on it. So, so I struggle with anything past Nick.
There you go.
That's a good place to end right there.
Well, I want to say something like piggybacking off of what Andrew and Joey and Nick said, as far as like getting people seen. We've got some pretty cool players, some who are going to the local schools like McPherson or UMKC or Rockhurst. But we also have some high school kids that are pretty good. And I mean, Nick, if you want to talk about some of them or maybe some of the Youth Rise kids, I mean, I think they would really appreciate it. That it's a really well-run program.
Yeah. So I know a little bit about Youth Rise, but if you can tell us a little bit more about that and then about those kids.
Joey, do you want to explain Youth Rise?
Yeah. So me and Andrew currently serve as board members for Youth Rise Academy. It was started by Ann Murphy, who is currently one of our assistant coaches, as well as a player for the KC Courage right now. She started the program about 8-9 years ago, roughly. And currently they are a team in the Heartland. They play, they have 3 teams for the men's and the women's. They sign about 5 to 10 kids a year to college scholarships to play in college. And a lot of the kids, usually if they didn't have Youth Rise, would not be playing club soccer. They're mostly underprivileged kids or kids that parents could not pay for club soccer. So the Youth Rise covers that and makes sure that they get the opportunity to be seen in college showcases, as well as stuff like Midwest Regional League and certain opportunities like that. And currently, we have a couple guys on our starting 11. Some of the time you might see this past season with Tito Flava and Shafael Lar, and as well as Javi Garcia this past season.
Cool. I guess with them being seen, they're in high school now. Is that going to get them a better opportunity to get a potential scholarship somewhere?
Yeah. So Tito is. I don't think a couple of them are going to college, but Shafeo, who has really been one of our standout players, small holding mid. I believe he's walking on to UMKC, but I mean, with how he's done for us, I would not be surprised to see him getting significant minutes with them. So I think he's definitely improved his stock a lot. He's impressed all of us. But we also have some other players like Guillermo Casa and Wyatt Fowler at Benedictine, playing against their own coach, Sosa. So that's fun. But and then Carson Lindsay, who's an All-American at Columbia College. Cameron Caldwell, who starts for Maryville, who's been very impressive. So we have a lot of young players who are very, very talented, and maybe for one reason or another might not get seen as much as, say, a D1 player would, but they're certainly good enough to be on the same field as them, as they've shown. So that's my main goal out of this, is to try to give these guys the best opportunity to make it to that next level, whatever that next level for them may be. So I think we definitely have a few players who are good enough to make it. So
that's very cool. As many good players as out there. I mean, my daughter plays club and played some in high school, not right now, but I've seen so many good players out there, but they don't always get recognized by the right coaches at the right times in order to get moved up or get those opportunities. So it's, to me, the more teams like you guys that are out there, the better chances that, the ones who are dedicated and have that ability can be seen. So, I'm kind of selfish. Ultimately, I want to see the U.S. win every World Cup, right? Kind of thing. A little bit of a reach there at the moment, but so to me, I just want to see everybody.
Yeah.
I want to see every good kid, every good player, boy, girl, whatever, get recognized and get the chance to play the best at the level that they can play at.
Yeah. And I sorry, Andrew. I certainly think and I told the guys this the other day. We had a bad loss the other day, but I told them, I said, guys, I couldn't be more proud of you guys or more impressed with their dedication. I mean, because it takes a lot. They're taking out a lot of time in their summer when they could very easily just be going on vacation, hanging out with their friends, doing stuff. And instead they're driving 6 hours to and from Wichita on a Friday night to go play a game in the 100-degree heat, So I think it says a lot about their characters. Each and every one of our players who put in all this work. I mean, I've been so impressed with all of them. So
cool.
Go ahead, Andrew. Sorry.
Yeah, I mean, I was going to say kind of the same thing. I couldn't agree more with the dedication from the team that we've had. Especially there's a very much a core group of guys that have been around for a while playing with us, developed together, and have been able to, like you mentioned, traveling to Wichita on a Friday night, giving us that time, giving us the practice time all summer. And then even through the winter, it's very cool to see some of the guys develop, learning the indoor game at a higher level than they had really ever played the indoor game at, getting interest from the comments for some of the guys like Guillermo Casa and a couple of the other guys that the comments have absolutely showed interest in at different times. So that's very cool to see from our aspect of things, from a starting club, to see people actually interested and wanting our players to move on and play at a higher level. So that is very fun.
Do you get to sell them at this level on?
Do what?
Do you get to sell them up to the higher level at this point?
Yeah, no, not quite. It's
nice
more they call.
Would be nice.
Yeah, it's more they call and say, "Hey, we're going to have them." We're like, "Well, awesome. We'll see." Good luck to you.
Yeah,
that is a interesting thing too, because that's actually the first time I heard of Sunflower State was the MASL 3 team, and I was trying to get out to make some games too, but that was of course middle of COVID, and I was like, yeah, I'm a fat old guy. I don't need to be going inside places for a while. So now things are a lot better. So I will definitely make at least a couple of those games this year. Is that, again, that's MASL 3? I mean, there's the MASL 2. You guys can move up and start challenging some of those teams too. It'll be very interesting to see how you guys progress over the next few years.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how, obviously the MSL 3 was supposed to start full force last year, but you alluded to COVID, and it had very different ideas for everybody doing everything in the world. So this year it's supposed to, be a full league, be a full M3 season with divisions and playoffs and all that, instead of last year where we had the regional cups formed in a couple of different areas of the country. So it'll be good to see a full league and a full season at that level for indoor. And we'll see, who knows where it goes from there after that, and what moves we make and what moves we don't make and that type of thing. So
I'm anticipating you guys being like USL championship level in a couple years.
There we go. Okay. Lofty goals, I like it.
No pressure.
Yeah, right.
High standards, love it.
Yeah, no, trust me, I understand how some of those issues are. All right, let's see. You guys, I think it looks like you guys are in second place in the division right now. Are you guys going to win the last game and, take the championship, or?
So, go for it. Nate, go for it.
So we've had kind of a very up and down season, I would say. We've kind of shot ourselves in the foot a few times. We've given up, I think, 2 or 3 90th minute goals. 3 90th minute goals to drop points. So it's weird. The luck hasn't really been falling our way as much this year as it has in the years past, but we're very much still in it. We definitely have to win our last game, but then we'll need help. So it's been one of those things that I don't know. We've been right there. We've created a lot of chances and just haven't been able to put it away. And we put ourselves in this situation. So we'll see. The top team advances, and so we got to win and get some help.
It's because your last game is not against the top team, right?
So it is, but so Des Moines is 3 points ahead of us. If we beat them, we'll have goal differential over them. So we'll be ahead of them. But Sporting Wichita, the team that we just lost to, has 2 games left, and if they win both, they'll be ahead of us. So if they, it's a whole thing. Our division is very close, though. A lot of good teams. Everyone's beating everyone. Everyone's tying everyone. It's very competitive. So I've been very impressed with the level of all the teams.
Yeah, it doesn't make it easy to run away, but it does make it for good games when you go watch them.
Yep.
All right. So your last game is on the 26th, I believe.
Over at Avila University.
That's like a true PR guy, man. Jumped in with that one right
Yeah.
away. So the 26th at Avila against Sporting Wichita, or against Des Moines, rather.
Yeah.
Yep. And it's a very winnable game for you guys.
I mean, they did get us when we traveled up to Des Moines in the 90th minute, but we're looking to give them a little bit of payback. Hopefully.
That 4-hour drive doesn't help, right?
Yeah, we gave up one in the first minute of that game and then the 90th minute. So we started off great and ended even better.
All right. Well, I'm going to be running out of time on the Zoom. Plus, I'm going to have to get ready to watch another soccer game here in a minute. Anything that I should have been smart enough to ask you guys?
I'll just give one plug. We touched on Youth Rise earlier. So we do have a pretty close partnership with them between Sunflower and Youth Rise. And then coming up towards the end of the summer on August 7th, we are going to be hosting a charity golf tournament benefiting both Youth Rise and Sunflower. It's going to be over at Swope Memorial Golf Course on August 7th. Be a 4-man scramble. Anybody interested can go to sunflowerstatefc.com/sunflower classic for a little bit more info and to get registered and signed up. We've got plenty of spots open. We'd love to have everybody out. Helps, like I said, not only Sunflower, but the great organization Youth Rise that we were talking about earlier to really help some of those kids out. So come on out and hit the ball around a little bit.
Cool. And remind me to retweet that out for you guys if I can help out spread that word a little bit.
Yeah, that'd be fantastic.
We got you.
Not that I'm famous, but I might have a couple more followers than you guys do at the moment. So
absolutely. Hey, any help is much appreciated. We appreciate it a lot.
Cool. And yeah, I've actually sat and watched some of the games Youth Rise has played. I've just they've showed up at the same time my daughter's game was finishing or getting ready to start. And it's a lot of kids who just, they want to play and they deserve a chance. So
I think they have some of those kids have about the highest passion for the game that I've seen of any of the youth teams around, or anybody really. They just want to be out there and playing, no doubt about it.
And often it's the people who don't have it easy to get there, the ones who work the hardest to get there. So
yep.
That wasn't probably as prophetic as I thought it was going to sound.
A modern day Renaissance man, just a poet.
I've been made fun of before. It's okay. All right, guys. I know I'm running out of time on the Zoom. I appreciate you guys all coming on. If there's some other news that we can do in the future, or when you make the playoffs, maybe I can have you on for a quick one again. Anybody who listens to this, go out and watch your game if you can. Sadly, it's going to be a little conflicting with some other teams in town that I might have to go to. I apologize, guys. But I want to make sure that everybody at least knows that you guys exist, and your competition across town with Sosa. Whatever, it's just more soccer, the better. The more people that know, the better. And it's really good quality and fun soccer. So, any last words?
Yeah, I mean, if any of the followers want to see a good local grassroots team play, we have some very, very impressive players. And if I was a betting man, I think at least a few of them will be playing at the next level. So come see them when they start. Come see passionate young college players. So, but we appreciate you having us on here and helping us spread the news and everything and coming to our games. It's been awesome.
Yeah, and that's one of the fun things about doing this sort of thing is I love seeing, like you talked about the Brass earlier. I have photo galleries of when the Brass would scrimmage Sporting, the Wizards, and every once in a while I'll go back and pull it up and I go, I know that guy. That's Sosa. That's Brian Perez. That's Seth Sinovic. That's, and all these players. So now I got to go look for you in one of those, but
I'm sure I was there. We had many games against Sporting and KC Wizards, and a lot of the times they did not go well. So
yeah, there's actually a story about that. The Brass beat the Wizards one time in their scrimmages.
I think I had heard that at once.
That's actually one of my next local interest podcasts that I'm going to try to do with the Robley brothers. So
yeah, I mean, they had some very good players on those Brass teams of the past. I think one year we were beating them at halftime and they just turned it on, and the score was not pretty at the end. So
right. So again, I like I said, I'm running out of time, but from a fan perspective, thank you to all of you guys for creating more soccer out there for me to care about. So,
yeah.
We appreciate
Our pleasure.
it. Yeah.
Right.
Thank you for having us and helping us promote a little bit. It's a huge thing for us to be on here, and you throw us out there a little bit more. It really helps.
All right. No problem.
Thank you.
Anything I can do. Right. So let's wrap it up, and hopefully everybody who started this podcast is still listening. And thanks, guys.
Sipping back on a can. I don't give a damn if it's 9 a.m. My football team's got me drinking. My football team's got me drinking. My football team's got me drinking. Give me beer or whiskey, wine or gin, anything to shake this mood I'm in. My football team's got me drinking. Has just been sent off. Supporters strong have all gone soft. My football team's got me drinking. My football team's got me drinking. My football team's got me drinking. Give me beer or whiskey, wine or gin, anything to shake this mood I'm in. My football team's got me drinking. My football team's got me drinking. My football team's got me drinking.